All right. So Austin is sitting in today, and whenever we have a fill-in, we acquiesce to them and ask what they would like to go with. Austin chose, as I mentioned, Kent, I've had Letterboxd since the very beginning of 2020. I've logged this movie now 15 times.
That's incredible.
During COVID, I think my wife and I, there was one week where we watched it like 3 times because, well, honestly, it's kind of a perfect COVID movie for a variety of reasons. Yes. But Austin, you picked the movie. Tell the folks in the audience what Palm Springs is.
So Palm Springs is a, rom-com time loop movie. Is that the best way to put it?
Sure.
And it has Andy Samberg and I can never remember, Kristen Maloney, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so they basically get off into some hijinks because both are stuck in an infinite time loop in which
spoiler alert,
some of them want to escape.
Mm-hmm. I'd say, Kent, that's a pretty good synopsis. We are going to do full spoilers because you have to do full spoilers, or at least, I mean, you just kind of spoiled the thing that happens 10 minutes into the movie. Normally, Nick doesn't chime in for like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. But, Kent, I was really hoping, and last week when Austin picked it, I almost said to Nick, like, don't Google anything about this movie. But then I knew if I said that he would go in with an expectation of something is going to happen.
I appreciate you doing that.
And so I didn't say anything. Austin didn't say anything this week, which made me really happy. And so I was hoping, because I went in not knowing a thing about it, which blew my mind then when it starts unfolding like it did. How did that change your viewing experience?
I adore this movie.
Great movie.
This movie is incredible. And a lot of people who criticize it, because I do my thing, I went on Reddit after the movie just to see people's thoughts. Everybody was so focused on plot holes in this movie.
Yep.
And I'm like, the plot holes don't really matter, though, because the movie is about the people and how they're coping with this situation. The plot holes are fine. Like, it's whatever. And I didn't even care about them, Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes I'd have a question, like, oh, that's why. Like, the big one is the dinosaurs, but whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
The biggest plot hole is maybe, like, the old lady who, like, at the very end.
But it's not a plot hole. I think it's more of a...
It's more of an implication, right?
Yeah. I have a theory on it.
And I thought that was a really cool...
We probably have the same theory.
I thought that was a really cool way of kind of adding more to the story, like, why would these two people be the only ones who find out 3 people?
The Palm Springs universe, you're saying?
Yeah, the PSU.
Nice.
But I think that this movie was such a refreshing take on a rom-com.
Yes.
I really appreciated that I genuinely had no idea where it was going. I found myself excited for them to blow up the wormhole just to see what happened. Like, I was so excited for the resolution of this movie, but I never wanted it to end. So it was very conflicting.
And it's a 90-minute movie, so it flies on by.
Yes.
And the way it started is really genius. Like, it starts out very normal, very grounded. Andy Samberg is like, this disinterested boyfriend who's at this wedding.
He's just being Andy Samberg,
right?
Truthfully. That's all that he is.
Like, he's being Andy Samberg. He's like, he's just kind of he's a nihilistic dude. Sure. Oh, it's kind of weird that he's at this wedding in like a Hawaiian shirt and shorts.
And his name is Niall.
Right. He's just, I pick up on that. Funny.
Nice. I didn't either.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's nihilistic.
Like, he's just like, doing these kind of weird things, like, whatever. And then he's hanging out with Kristen Maloney. They're about to explore each other.
Nice.
And he just gets hit in the air in the leg with or back with an arrow. He's like, "What are you doing this for?" Like, it's a total like reoccurring thing. Which, I mean, we found out that it was, but before knowing that, and she's freaking out, having a very real reaction, which I feel like is refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up the whole time. My fiance Paige, she's seen this movie a bunch, so she was just waiting for my reaction. It was incredible. I loved this movie, and then of course after that whole thing, it does a really good job of ushering you in, and then the movie is really about her journey, Kristen Maloney's journey, and he is just kind of like, he's in the middle of his character arc.
He does a very good job of kind of teaching the rules of the universe.
He does. He does a very good job. I could go on about this forever. I'm rambling now, though.
No,
I loved it.
Kent, what do you think of Palm Springs?
I will start by addressing the holes in the plot issue.
Okay.
This, what this is at least, and this is how I saw it when Hulu sent me the stream back in 2020. And same thing. This is Groundhog Day, but not to be taken seriously. Right? This thing, it's a total comedy right? It is the Groundhog Day had a little more seriousness to it, for lack of a better term. This one is you can't take this seriously at all, right? And as soon as that becomes the case, the plot holes don't matter.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
They do not matter. So
Right.
what are you watching? You're wanting to watch an entertaining rom-com that puts a unique almost spin on that time loop thing that makes it stand out on its own and not as a direct knockoff of Groundhog Day or whatever.
Yeah.
Second, it goes so fast.
It does.
Okay. It keeps you front. If it didn't go this fast, it would run out of steam, right? It'd be, if you stretched it out and stretched the scenes out and the movie out, it works because it goes fast.
This movie utilized montages very well.
It does.
Yeah.
Exactly. And finally, you have the two performers. This is the best thing Andy Samberg's done on film.
I agree.
Sure. And she's going to be a bigger star than she is. I mean, her stuff she's done on television, she's been really good. And at some point, she'll get the kind of exposure in a movie that'll maybe take her up another level. But she's very, very good. And whoever said this is her story, you're absolutely correct on that.
Yeah, Ken, I mentioned it earlier. I've seen this movie so many times that so every time I watch it, I always notice something new, something different, maybe a reason for something happening. The thing that I noticed this time was less plot and story, and it was more, man, their chemistry is just so good. Like the whole movie, and even at the very, very end, right before they go into the cave, like they're joking and she's giving him crap. But they just work so well together. I mean, and so that's why if there's any kind of critique that I have, and I was talking about it with Austin earlier, this movie is really great in terms of you can divide it in half. There is the first 10 minutes before then the plot actually unfolds. And then there's the next 35 minutes where it teaches you the rules. And then the best montage of the movie when they're blowing things up and they're flying airplanes and
flipping people off
dancing.
their cars.
The dancing is so funny. And then it ends with the emotional, moment with them. And then it just everything else after that is different. And so if I have one critique, it's, man, they are apart for so much of the second half of the movie. And you just want them to be together again because of the chemistry, because of how well they work together as characters.
Had you done that, then you lose that
sure.
overly crafted to create the ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it takes a long time to learn quantum physics.
You lose that ending, and this is really almost a classic. You have the introduction there that but then you have a first act, then you have that second act, and then the last 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes is a third act. And that's classic comedy movie construction, is a three-act thing almost any movie. If you want to start evaluating movies on that sense, pay attention. And if it's a 90-minute movie, your first 50 minutes or so is going to be the first act, maybe 45, 50. Then you're going to have another 30. And that gets you to 80, 85. And then you have 15 at the end and you're done in 90 minutes.
Yeah. What I love the most about this movie is just how much you can get from rewatching it, because the very first time that you watch it, everything, like Nick had said, is so shocking to you that even the reveal of Sarah's character, of her big reveal and emotional reveal of that she was with, her future brother-in-law at some point, like that's very revealing and shocking, and your jaw drops to the floor. But every single time you rewatch it, you're like, they put it right in front of you the entire time. It was so obvious that it was in front of you. And just the dynamic duality of both the characters, where Niles is completely given up. All he wants to do is just live out the rest of his days if it's possible. And he doesn't find a way out. There's no way out. He's given up. And he doesn't even remember what he did for a job. He doesn't remember where his parents lived, any of that stuff. And he shares this. Whereas the opposite side, as Nick had mentioned, it takes a long time to learn quantum physics. And I went down many a Reddit rabbit hole with this sort of stuff. they
trying to
had
figure out like how long it would have taken.
they had estimated that it had been somewhere around like millions on millions of days that Niles had been stuck in this infinite loop for him to forget these sort of things, but that it had been somewhere between 10 to 15 years that she took to then be able to develop all that time. So again, you add in, that's how long he had to wait. But the movie doesn't make you wait that long. It lets you kind of explore that feeling. And then when you go back and you realize that she's going through the diner and exercising all these demons through thought study and everything, it's perfect. I love it so much. I can't get enough of it.
I also loved J.K. Simmons in this movie.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah.
J.K. Simmons, I don't think I've ever seen anything that I didn't like him in, but like his character of the whole, he just wants to kill Andy Samberg.
Yep.
And they didn't really linger on that much. Like
they have the quick little montage, and obviously the first moment that happens,
and then
when he's a cop.
Yeah, then when he's a cop, and then afterwards
he's like probably in the movie for a total of maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes at most. Yeah.
And then Andy Samberg goes to visit him just because he's lost and he just wants to find some kind of connection with somebody else because he learned that he liked people.
And man, Kent, as we mentioned a few times now, this movie came out in COVID. And so, that year broke all of our brains for a variety of reasons. That line has stuck with me forever, though, when he's like, you need to find your Irvine.
Yeah.
Like that, I think it's such a great line because we all need to find that kind of moment of Zen, that happy moment. But it also came around just a hilarious scene of his son watering dog poop and his wife and daughter being really skittish and nervous about who in the world is this guy that's in their backyard.
Oh, great line. Can you just kill me one more time to beat the traffic? That's fantastic.
Okay, side yard.
And I think that's another like underrated part of this entire movie too, that the pain and suffering and what you do to other people lingers with you more than actually dying repeatedly over and over and over again.
It's in your heart.
Also, the fact that he got so desensitized to dying that he's willing to do it just to beat traffic.
Yes, just to get on to the next day.
Yeah.
So, the thing that I thought watching this today, because I had not watched it since 2020, was it's really unfair in a way to this movie that it didn't get a theatrical release.
Absolutely.
Ken, I think that every time I watch it.
It would have killed
this movie, I think, it should be more widely seen. But instead, it feels like more of a cult movie.
I will argue, I think I love this movie because of how I saw it during the COVID stretch. I watched it multiple times during that, and it means so much more to me because I saw it the way I saw it. If I would have seen this in a theater, I would have loved it and enjoyed it, and I don't know how often I would have went back and rewatched it, but the simple fact that the very first time that I opened up the app of Hulu,
watch it again.
I watched it then, and then I knew where to go back to find it every time, makes me love this movie even more. So I understand, like, I wish it would have gotten more credence and more of its ability in a theatrical run, but to me, it means more that it's always going to be in the same home that I found it in the first
time.
That's
fair.
See, and what
it's my own time loop.
What I don't like is that because it is a Hulu movie, as far as I know, you can't get it on like physical anywhere, can you?
Probably not.
No.
And I hate that because this is the type of movie that I think I would watch more if it weren't.
Nick, it's available on Blu-ray for $15.82.
There you go.
Incredible. Okay,
but it's okay, so it looks like it's from another country. So you gotta make sure
it's an American copy.
Yeah, so
make sure it's not Plum Springs.
It is a playback region B/2, so you just would have to make sure your PS whatever could play a B/2 movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
A funny moment that happened for me when I was watching this movie. It wasn't directly related to the movie, but we have ads with our Hulu.
Bummer.
And the ad placement was actually really well done in this movie. It wasn't just kind of in the middle of a sentence.
Again, it's very easy to break up. Yeah. That's surprising.
So the first ad happened, and I didn't realize that the ads were going to happen because I forgot. But it was when they were talking about all the people that he had slept with. And then the last thing he mentioned is like, your dad, ad break.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's great. Incredible.
I love that scene.
And then it came right back from the break with the cutscene of him talking to her dad. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, nah, I'm kidding.
That's pretty fun.
I love
really
this.
Good.
I loved this movie so much. I'd watched it twice, and it was the second year that my girlfriend and I had just started dating. And I think it was the first Christmas I went to at her parents' house, and we were snowed in this rural rural house on a farm that's in nowhere, Nebraska. And I told her dad, I was like, this is one of my favorite movies that I've watched. I forgot how raunchy some of the opening.
Your dad enjoys that.
Yeah, so the opening scene where Niles and Misty are trying to get it on, I'm like, oh,
And then
this was a bad idea.
And then she's like, I'm gonna get dressed. That killed me
That
right
scene,
away. That was a really funny
it's
joke.
such a good opening scene. That scene is so funny.
It's perfect. It's perfect. I love it.
I said this last night when I was watching this. I forgot how much I loved.
Never mind.
I forgot how much I loved watching Andy Samberg. Like,
he's very funny.
Because he's always been one of my favorite SNL people. Because like I've been there since like the Lonely Island digital shorts days.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool to watch him do something like this, and it's Andy Samberg, but it's also very heartfelt. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, he's very good in this movie, as we mentioned earlier.
And I know we've talked so much about the two main actors and J.K. Simmons, so really it's like a 3-character performance, but even the side characters and everyone that's in there, they're so unique and one-off that you can't not forget them.
Okay,
right?
I'll give you two of mine. So the sex montage scene when he is in the back of the car with the bartender, and she's like, I hit the guy and he never walked again, and then part, I mean, I've seen this movie a million times. I laughed so hard. And then the guy who was on I Think You Should Leave, who's like, I told you we shouldn't have come to this wedding after the earthquake. That guy makes me laugh so hard because his delivery on everything is just always so wild. I don't trust this guy. Where is it? Why is this guy here? And then everyone refers to Samberg as Misty's boyfriend.
Yep.
The whole time it's just so funny, man.
And Talia and Sarah's dad is so funny as well.
Oh my god,
like he's great.
This dentist glues teeth. Like, I love you, Daddy.
Oh man,
and that's Peter Gallagher, and he and J.K. Simmons had some kind of a show, and it may have been a musical, but it may have been where they did like song and dance stuff together years ago.
I didn't know that.
That's incredible.
Well, that is Palm Springs.
Austin, fantastic pick. Thank you for letting me
one for one
see this movie.
One for one.
Before you go, Ken, I'll ask this because I every time I watch this movie, I think about this. So the old lady, she has like 2 scenes that are of importance where she says things. So the first time she shows up, she says like, I've heard a lot of good speeches in my day, and that's a really good one.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she says something like, well, you got to get going.
Like, you look like you're getting ready to leave. Good luck.
So everybody always wonders what's going on with her. Does she know what's going on? Is she an omnipotent presence? Is she a goddess type character?
Is she also in a loop?
Does anybody have, you said you have a theory.
Yeah, I also have a theory.
My theory is that she has been also stuck in said loop, and that essentially she is kind of like okay with it because, I mean, in like a way different meaning,
she's old.
And so she's like, this is my way to see her family every single day, so she can like stay there. Now that's way too deep for like the 2 lines that she gets, but
that's a really strong theory.
But but that's why she says like, I've been to many weddings in my life, and that one means the most.
Mm-hmm.
She's been to that wedding a million times.
Yeah.
Nick, what about you?
So my initial theory, and like, I don't know how much water this holds, but I think that was her, like, as an old woman.
Ooh,
that's my theory.
Yeah.
I've always thought that is her.
Yeah,
that she. Yeah, and so
I might be subscribing to Austin's more though.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think yours is better. Ken, have you ever had a theory about the old lady?
My theory was that she was also in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or
it's also
the other way I saw it. I thought it could be seen is that she actually aged along with the characters in the loop, even if right. So if they come back 100 times, right, she's 100 days older in her life, right? She aged with them in the loop.
Yeah. Interesting.
I also love the funny part of it too, that it, not to get too nitty gritty, but it's implied that Niall, so Andy Samberg's character, when they're having the conversation over burritos and Cholula hot sauce, by the way, which is a great hot sauce.
My best, the best hot sauce.
Yeah. They are like, she asks him, oh, who all of you like tried to sleep with, like here at the party, whenever he goes, and then they go through the list, but he does imply I've tried just about everyone. So there's a chance that he and the old lady did hook up. Which
Shout
is
out Samberg. So that's Palm Springs. If you hadn't watched it and we just basically spoiled, it's a great movie.
It's a 90-minute movie. Just go watch it.
But it, like, the surprise of the first time when you realize it is awesome. But I highly recommend it. I think it's very, very fun.
I really didn't spoil anything because as soon as you know it's a time loop movie and it's a rom-com, you kind of know where it's going to end.
Yeah,
that's true.
If it didn't end the way it would end, nobody'd like the movie, right?
Yeah.
I think the first 10 minutes 10 to 15, 20 minutes, whatever, before she goes in is the most crucial to not know about when you watch the movie, because you're just like, what is happening?
Yeah, what's going on here?
This is not a watch the trailer movie. It's basically a
Just
sit
watch
down
the
watch
movie.
and trust me, bro.
Every movie is a don't watch the trailer movie.
I could agree with